Hello. Oh, I should not do that. Welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee. It's me, Annie, from Bad Squiddo Games, the boss lady and everything doer. I've lost count of what number we're actually on, so I haven't uploaded the last two. That's how it sticks in my head. It must be like 18, 19. Sorry for being a couple minutes late. I was all ready and then went, oh yeah, the coffee. I was like, come on, boil kettle, boil. So I will wait a minute for a few people to turn up before I get into any hot gossip. Meanwhile going, what's that? What are you? You go over there. Yes. Hi Tim, Dave, anyone else who has appeared? Some of you it tells me when you're here, but others it doesn't. Morning Chris, nice work on the medics. I was very impressed. And I like that you got that he's only bumped his head. he's gonna be alright. I'm excited with the Kickstarter, which is mere 3 days away. I'm excited that new people will see our existing miniatures and get to have that fresh experience, like with the Shield Maidens, where like loads of you had them, but then when I did the big expansion, it brought it to a whole new audience. So I'm looking forward to that. So there's a hair on my screen. Morning, everybody. Peter, Chris, Dave, Peter. Everyone's called Peter. Hello, all the Peters. How are you doing? Jasmine, hello. Yes, welcome. What time do you call this? Yeah, I keep forgetting that I need to put the kettle on. There should be another a side video, like a behind the scenes of Sunday Morning Coffee, which is me running around, and then the pigs going weep 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 weep. I'm like, hang on pigs. So throwing some veg at the pigs, running up to here, then realising my whole clamp thing's not plugged in, so like but you're here. Thanks for coming along. We go. Sorry. People message while I'm on it and it covers my screen. Right, Bad Squiddo. I could really do with this coffee this morning. I have the Salute Lest We Forget mug, which I should have had on the Remembrance stream, but there we go. It's been a strangely uneventful week, but I will get to that. But also eventful, and we still have the Kickstarter launching in 3 days. Which will be fun. I brought, in case you didn't see last week, although as I was running up and down, I brought one of the lumberjills. Whee! Again, I hate showing off metal on camera because it never gives it any glory. So I'm like, yeah, look. But I've got a next to. It was to show how large this beer kit is. And it was my caster, Louis, who's always trying to milk whatever I can sort of put in. He was saying, oh, are you going to put the beer kit in with the Kickstarter? I was like, no. And then we had a chat and he's like, of course, yeah, we can put beer kit in there. So obviously then it opens up even more of that period. So was it beer brewers basically, and that whole underground. That's something I need to look into because I don't actually know. I'm just assuming, but I'm assuming that it's a little bit like the what's the word? Prohibition in America, but not as bad. But with the rationing, obviously you're gonna have more people making their own beers and stuff. So this kit's pretty what's the word? Period free. So that'd fit in quite nicely actually. But now I need someone to be working on it. Doris. So just to show you a bit of the scale. Bye Dave, have fun at Ravelli, say hi to Great Escape if they are there, and make sure to complain that I'm not there. So it's been 2 years since I haven't been, and I really miss Ravelli. It's loads of fun, but it's too far for me now for a small show, so I cannot go. But bye. Here is the lumberjill next to this beast. So that's just one of the parts. That's huge. We've been pricing them up over the week, so I can't get it all out at once. But I need to show you it all together. Really, it's this whole gear, and I think that does that does fit pretty well. Sorry, my brain's all over the place. I will get into that also. Big problem during World War II was sugar was on the ration. Yeah, so there was potato beer. Have you seen my potato? Has anyone seen the potato guy on the main post? If you're on Twitter, you will have put the 2 and 2 together. And someone did put a right answer in the comments. I will sup a tea, and a coffee, and then I'll tell you who the potato guy is. Oh, Dave, also say hello to Carol if you see her there. And hi, Carol, when you're watching this later. Whee! Potato guy. It's called Potato Pete. Ah, I should have brought the book up. He was an advert, one of those cheesy advert campaigns to get people to eat potatoes. But he's this really weird, like, yeah, just a really, all mascots, to be fair, are just weird. So he's a weird potato guy. He sort of goes, I'm a potato guy. His posters involve, I make a great soup. And, well, the notifications are going weird here on a weird loop. So he makes a good soup. He's, what is he? An educational food or something like that. But yeah, there's all these, Potato Pete, get Potato Pete in your kitchen. And he also has a friend, which I've not mentioned yet, called Dr. Carrot. So Dr. Carrot and Potato Pete are being sculpted by Ristal at the moment. So they're gonna be a stretch goal. I don't know whereabouts they're gonna go in it, but I told you there's gonna be weird stuff, so I don't know what you do with them. They're kind of, from my gatherings, they're about, well, sort of like almost like 30 mil. But sorry, God, I really need this coffee. So you could use them as some weird scenario character, and you could use objectives or just whatever. It's like the Shogun Meow and what's he called? Bushidoge. They sell like crazy, and I still don't know what anyone does with them, but I think you just have to have some things, and when you see a potato Pete, you gotta have him. Another thing I've decided with Ristal this week is that we're doing pigeons. So Ristal's got his list, so he's doing a few pigeons, just little pigeons that you can do whatever you want with, an open pigeon basket, the wicker baskets, and a basket with a little, they have these like pigeon carry tubes. I imagine they're not much different today. They're like, I don't know why I'm trying to, they're like boxes with a little hole and a little case, almost like a guinea pig carrier, but for pigeons. So there's like the single pigeon thing, and then the bigger, so a little stack of that with some pigeons. And then to add on to Alan's list, I've got, we haven't figured out this far because it's going to be one of the stretch goals. So I've been trying to get all the basics sorted and get the page built, and then I get a bit more time to figure out some of the stretch stuff. But there's going to be slow rotation, apparently. There's going to be some ladies sort of mucking about with the pigeons, but I haven't figured out yet who. It's been a bit of a research confusion. So it's the equivalent of the WAFs in America, and there's loads of photos of those looking after the pigeons, which makes sense as an auxiliary job. But in the UK, I've only got a few pictures of ATS, and they're not really the pigeon keepers. They're just sort of someone's showing them. They're like, oh, hello, I would sure like to see these pigeons. And they're like, I'll show you some pigeons, madam. So, someone sent me a picture 2 days ago about Home Guard, but I thought the women's, so I need to look into the women's Home Guard because I thought I'd done them, but there's a whole uniform, so I need to look into that. And then I'm kind of tempted to do a couple dudes with them, but it all depends on so that Dad's Army looking after the pigeons thing. But definitely a whole load of pigeons and pigeon accessories. What's the word? My light's quite bright on my face. You see in my glasses. Whoa. Whoa, look at those lights. What other news we get? Did I tell you the Kickstarter launches on Wednesday? Wednesday tea time. I have an appointment. Oh yes, my guinea pig Gregor. He had an operation on Wednesday, and I'm used to. I had so many little sorry, brain. I had. I'm reading. Edwin's just posted about potato beer, and my brain can't focus on two. On the BBC Wartime Farm programme, they made potato beer but skipped the fermenting. It was the barley they were trying to replace. There must be a. I'm gonna look into that wartime beer making. Can you do one of those baskets with a chicken for Myrtle, the baskets with a chicken for Myrtle, the parachick who sadly died at Arnhem? I'll have to have a look, or send me, because I'll forget. Send me Myrtle the parachick so I can have a look. Although I do have chickens, so you could always put chickens in there. Yes, Gregor, my lad, my largest son, who is a guinea pig, he had an operation on Wednesday, and the previous recentish pigs that have had operations were Moogle and Little Egg, and Little Egg had like 10 operations or something, and every one they were just fine afterwards. So I was a bit blasé, like, oh yes, they're gonna have an operation, and then basically by the time you get them home, they just sort of leap out the carriage, have a bit of a snooze, and run around a bit, and then I'm like, are you sure you're okay? And then they're okay. Gregor's not been recovering as well, and it's well, I'll go into it a bit, but I've had a bit of a grim week, personally, not bad Squiddo. And yeah, it's been a bit tough because I've been staring at Gregor basically the last few days, just because he's okay. He's not bad enough to take back in, because I know. I know pigs. So I'm just keeping a very close eye on him, but I've been syringe feeding him and syringe putting water in him just to get him as fat again and fat and chonky. But yeah, he's just being sad, and his appetite's gone a bit rubbish, and that's really bad for guinea pigs because they need to be eating all of the time, and if they have too long without eating or drinking, they go into gut stasis. So I'm just absolutely paranoid about gut stasis. It's like a sidetrack, but everyone loves Gregor. He's the best. Thanks, Jasmine. So I'm a bit hesitant to leave him for too long, really, because I'm making sure he's getting the absolute best life at the moment. He's got the heater on him, obviously not too close, but I've got one heater in my house which points at the guinea pigs. So he's been enjoying that warmth. He's had me delivering veg to his mouth. So he is eating, which is good, but he's just not got his mojo at the moment, so I'm just waiting for him to get his mojo back. But whilst being extremely paranoid, which is great. Beer, oh, hang on, woo! Oh, why won't I click? Hang on. Way. Beer wasn't on the ration, says Alex Wood, but prices went up a lot and it became difficult to get served if you weren't a regular. On the other hand, women, especially munition workers, were encouraged to drink beer for about the first time. That's an interesting one. I'll definitely have to look at that. I'm sure it was cigarettes that they started marketing as part of it was like the women's rights suffragette stuff, when they were first like, how can we profit from this? So it's like, if you're a proper woman, then you should be drinking beer and smoking cigarettes that we produce. That'll stick it to the men. So that'll be worth me looking into. But that'll be a stretch goal. So that won't be on my urgent, because my urgent list is just like, yeah. So I've mentioned before that my mental health sucks. I'll drink a coffee before I begin my monologue. Where's the coffee? It's here. It's going down quite quickly. Oh yeah, I have a very milky coffee, so I can't see on there. It does look a bit tea-like. But yeah, when I see it, it's got your text across basically up to here. So I don't know what's going on down here. Yeah, So yeah, so I suffer, as I smile, I suffer from mental health rubbishness, and I'm on lots of drugs, which is not why I'm weird. That's just why I'm just weird anyway. But it's hard to talk about because it's strange, and you're supposed to be upbeat all the time with work stuff, and I'm trying to promote Kickstarter, so I shouldn't probably be talking about it, but I will. Um, so hang on. All these things keep popping up at the bottom. Yes, so if you saw my video on Sunday, I was hyper and going, hey, I'm gonna crash tomorrow, and I did. And I've barely left the house all week. I haven't been in the office. I left the house on Wednesday to go to the vets with Gregor, and I've been exceedingly miserable this week. But I'm on, because it's hard, so people that don't understand will go, but you're on loads of drugs. Like, yes, I am. And that stops me from, like, you know, disassociating and suddenly finding myself in the middle of the road or anything like that. But so the drugs stop all that, which is great, and it's good for you because it means that there will be a bad Squiddo always. But it doesn't stop everything, of course. So yeah, I've had a struggle week, and I'm struggling today, to be honest. And then I've got the added pressure that the Kickstarter's got to be ready and ready for launch on Wednesday, which I will do. I've had a few thoughts about postponing it, but I'm not going to, because I think it'll really suck if I postpone it, and I can do it. So I've got a bunch of cheerleaders basically going, you can do it, get it ready. Like, okay. But I'm very floppy. So yeah, in my brutal, honest manner, I hadn't left the house apart from Gregor, or washed, or got changed, or anything all week. I've still been trying to do stuff. So I have actually. I've had these little bursts. So a lot of the Kickstarter page is now built, which is exciting, and it took. So you know, each what's it? Oh, gone again. Each Kickstarter that I do has its own theme and look, and then I usually pad out the stuff to have its look. I spent ages working on the look, but I think I've got it now, so I'm happy with that. So now all the graphics aren't all done, but I know what they're going to be, so then I can sort of bam them out. Thanks for the comments there. I won't read them all out just because, but yes, thank you. Martin has a good point. Says the drugs don't make you upbeat; they just allow you to operate. Yeah, people that don't have any experience of it will think that, you know, they're literally happy pills, and then you're all happy, which is not. Yeah, just I feel like I always think of it as like that's the mood spectrum, or maybe like a normal person's mood spectrum, and then my mood spectrum's like that, and it takes that bit off. So that's kind of good. But yeah, at least me being weird and awkward and talking about mental health also helps you lot too. So thank you also for opening up. Oh yeah, so hold on. This is me. You can't see my finger, but I'm scrolling because I know I've missed stuff and it kept jittering. There was something about people smoking. Yes, I was thinking today that World War II figures seem to smoke less than their actual historical counterparts, says Martin Dickinson. Yeah, I've got one figure smoking. It just always seems to make for a cigarette, beer, a tea, always as bad cool accessories. This is my family friendly kids show. Just for miniatures where it's like, what should they be holding, and it's just with the World War II stuff, I feel like it fits. But you're right, yeah, they've probably got way more cigarettes than we're actually going around. But I also like the idea with like the land army figures where there's, you know, the sort of dudes are oh yeah, I thought of it looking at the woman by the spotoscope. Yeah, I've got one there. But I like the idea of, because they're the auxiliary workers and, you know, stuff like land army, I like the idea of the men sort of sneaking them some cigarettes and them all being like, oh, this is naughty. So that's kind of fun. Like they're doing this little like, did I cut off there? No. Okay, let me just check this. Sorry. I have got white. This is concerning me that I cut off, because I've got really expensive Wi-Fi for this purpose, and it cuts off, so I need to look into that. Yeah, I was concerned at one point that I had too many cups of tea in the range, but that's another thing where I'm like, she could just be standing there, or she could be holding a cup of tea. We're talking of which. I got dragged out of my misery in house yesterday, which was good. To Bugman's for some Bugman's burger. By Benny and Kirsten. Thank you if you're watching. Kirsten is a caster at Mantic, and she's very good. So yeah, bam. And it's her birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Kirsten! I now do requests, birthday shout outs. I'll show you the cards. But thanks for that. That was yeah, that got me out. But then I got home afterwards and went straight back into misery. And pre this show, because Perky Feelot was also miserable. But I may be sorry, I don't want to do a whole stream about being miserable. I had lunch again at Bugman's. I might see you in Bugman's with John Morris, the painter, and I get to apologise to him profusely about the amount of work he's about to get given to him. He's painting the Bofas and the Lumberjills at the moment. He's almost finished the Lumberjills. I'm not sure if he's going to have them today, but I feel a bit bad about asking him if he'll bring them, but also Lumberjills. It's just excitement, really. Edwin says, my dad never smoked. When he was in Normandy, he would always swap his cigarette ration for Camembert. That's what I would do, to be fair. Definitely. What other news have we got? So I haven't got much to report because other than me building the Kickstarter, because I have just been really sad at home, which sucks. And fighting with my own head that's, telling me all the worst things. Chris Nelson, I've got a painted Bofas. You have, and it is very nice. What was I going to say? I was going to say a thing. Paintings. My own sadness. Oh yes, so because I've not been right this week, I haven't been in the office, so I now have this super stress because all the orders that were supposed to go out have not been out. So I'm hoping that I'm going to take all my work gear to Bugman's to meet John and then go straight to the office afterwards just to get it done. So I've got all the week's outstanding orders, which I hate because I like getting them out the same day. Chris Nelson remains the only guy with a Bofas because I haven't got the Bofas shipped out yet. That's partly because I haven't been in, but I also need to get just a basic assembly kit with it, just to make sure people don't make it into a house or anything, which is what I do. I think I mentioned before the first cannon I ever assembled and put on back to front because I thought, oh, that looks cool. And no, so I don't want to, because it's an expensive kit. It's not an expensive kit, it's a high value kit. I don't want anyone to glue it together, paint it and realise they've put it wrong, because that would suck. It's alright if it's £4 or something. I did also say on last week's stream that the price would go back to the full price, but I will do that tonight. So any last minute, if you're thinking, damn, I need to get me a Bofas, it's on the pre-order now. But by this evening, when I get my act together, it will be on the normal price. It'll be in deals and stuff on the Kickstarter, but if you want one right now, basically, then get it now. And hopefully I will ship it later today or tomorrow. Gregor has his follow-up appointment on Wednesday, and I didn't think about that when I booked it, so I might have to get that postponed for him, or even in the evening or something. Because I'll be at the vets just going, I've got a Kickstarter to sort, and that'll be really fun. I'm also a bit coffee drinking. Hang on, and then I will tell you my next my next bit that's not about my brain. If I should get a little timer or clock, but if someone could just post the time there as well, that would help. Okay. Yeah, I love these salute mugs. So yeah, that was last year's. I'm booked in for salute, of course. Yes. Okay, I will wrap up shortly, but I'll go on for a little bit more. Thank you. What was I talking about? Kickstarter. I'm slightly apprehensive but excited because it's different to what I normally do. So I've normally got a set sort of, I'll get everything mastered, so it's sorted, the sculpts are done, and then everything will be it's sort of done, and the Kickstarters are basically for the production moulds and to make sure people want them and to give it a bit of a spread across the place. Also pays for the painting of them. But this time it is really old school, so I don't think half of it's going to have been sculpted. And I've left it too late for the artists, really. So I'm going to have to be doing some Annie artwork. Just so you get some ideas, and I'm hoping that because the current models are so lovely that you'll be able to sort of know if you want it or not. But it's weird, so part of my brain's like, postpone it, get everything sculpted first. I'm like, no, the whole point is to do the Kickstarter to get the funds to produce the stuff. So the original chunk that's available is going to be smallish, and then it's going to be real. It's going to be a real Kickstarter, everyone. So normally I'll have a couple stretch goals sort of planned out, but I've probably had them master moulded already, so the chances are they're going to get unlocked because otherwise I've got them. But this time they're mostly not going to exist, apart from the odd bit like like Crystal's Potato Pete and stuff. It was another Peter. So it really, the way the Kickstarter goes is going to be extra important because there's basically infinite amount of stretch goals for this. So as long as we hit the targets, that means we can get those added. And there's anything is possible, which is really exciting, but I just hope that I don't have less backers than usual because of people not being able to see all of the sculpts immediately. So I'm going to do the pledge manager afterwards. It's going to be in the new year. So that gives the sculptors time to catch up. So if you've seen something that sounds cool, but you want to see the actual mini before you pledge for it, then by the time the pledge manager comes around, that should be there. So I'm hoping that will help. Yeah, because there's a lot. Alan's sculpting list is pretty wild, to be fair. Even at top Alan speed, like that's not going to be finished. Oh no, that's a challenge if Alan's watching. Oh no, I can see myself doing that. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I really hope that it explodes because that really is the bigger it goes, the more World War II cool stuff we get, and the weirder it can get too. So I've got the mostly sensible things. Something I haven't told you I'm doing, but I thought I'll tell you right now, is a pack of ATS with Enfield rifles. I know people have been asking for Land Army, but I've got quite a lot of Land Army already. And I could always do more ATS, and they'll fit really well because they all fit with the Home Guard, which is why I may end up doing ATS looking after the pigeons. But I need to have a little research for that. The Queen was in the ATS. There's a cool picture of the Queen in her ATS uniform holding a pigeon as well. I'm sure she wasn't a pigeon keeper, but again, I sure would like to look at the pigeons. Here you go, love. So that's cool. It's a shame I haven't got anything to show you this time, because that's usually my default sort of, look at this. Other news, I'm done with trade shows, just for the year. So good luck everyone at Ravelli today, because I kind of missed that one. I'm sure there was some vague next year news that I had. I told you about Warfare, because of that. Showed you the lamp. The lamp was good. Yeah, so the next few days, basically, I'm really sorry if you sent me an email or you have an order that you're waiting for, because I am utterly overwhelmed at the moment. But I will really gonna try and get as much, everything sorted in the next couple of days, so that when I launch the Kickstarter, there's not people going, oh cool, you're doing a Kickstarter, where's my stuff? So I'll get, so looking at that, I'll get the, everything caught up basically before that, because that sucks if there's an overhang, and as soon as the Kickstarter begins, then I get inundated with all of that. So if you're waiting for stuff, just I will get to it very shortly. If it was a while ago, you can always re-message or whatever just to get to the top. But I'm hoping that even if I utterly fail after this video today, I'll at least get some emails done, which is good. Yes, the Queen does own a lot of pigeons, but I don't know if that, did she own them in the World War II? I was going to do pigeon coops and then I realised how large they were, so I won't. But I might, oh yeah, I could get Sarissa to do it. Sarissa is so busy at the moment, I don't want her to keep adding to their list. The Royal Loft is quite big, and yeah, I did see the Royal Loft when I was looking. There was a lot of pigeons. Oh yes, Joe Brumby. I don't think I've announced that yet. Joe Brumby is doing some animals. He's doing hero dogs, so he's doing why have I forgot what they're called? Rip is one of the dogs. Beauty, I think it is. They were 2 Blitz dogs, and yeah, they're going to be hero dogs. But I also really want to do Smokey, the Yorkie, the Yorkshire Terrier, but she wasn't in. She wasn't in the UK or anything to do with the UK other than being on the Allied side. I think she was in America. There's a picture of her in an American helmet. But I am adding her in because she's so cute and I've shared her around so much that someone's gonna make us like, no, she's mine, I want Smokey. So it's just gonna be Allied hero dogs. But her in the helmet is just the cutest picture ever. She's going, but yes, Joe Brumby, who doesn't really sculpt people anymore, is sculpting them because he's awesome. Thanks, Joe. That's so cool. And pigeons are awesome and deserve more love. I'm interested in Ristle's pigeon interpretation because I think he's going to really enjoy it and start giggling to himself while he's making pigeons. I have no idea if he ever giggles to himself, but he does it in my head. So yes, Ristle. That's about it for today. Sorry it wasn't as chirpy as it should be. I've tried, and I really do. I've got, part of my frustration at the moment is not having enough resources to just really give this like the push and the promotion that it needs beforehand. Oh yeah, sorry, she's in a Girl Guide uniform. Yes, and Girl Guides are coming. They're going to be stretch goals and on bicycles too, which is cool. Sorry, I've got so many images stuck in my head that they're all sort of merged together. Yeah, so sorry it's not as upbeat. And yes, so I've got so much promotion that it has to do for a Kickstarter. That's basically a full-time job, spamming around, getting all the graphics, doing that. So I've got to do all that, do all of the day-to-day Bad Squiddo, catch up with all the day-to-day Bad Squiddo that I've actually not done, prep the rest of the miniatures that haven't been prepped, build the rest of the Kickstarter. I've got it all approved, so that's good. So it means that I can just launch on click, because a lot of people make that rookie error. If you ever do a Kickstarter, get it approved like a week before, because people go, I'm going to launch, and then it goes into the approval process. Yeah, I almost made that error myself, but I know others that have. So that's all sorted, so it is ready to go, in theory. And yes, I've still got more pricing, trying to figure out how I'm going to get these pledges together is a whole world of stuff, and trying to price things that don't exist, because if I get it wrong, so I've got to kind of guess based on other things that I've got, which does mean that on a Kickstarter there's a good chance that you get things cheaper, because then afterwards I try and make basically the individual items RRP, but then afterwards the sculptor's made them. Let's say I go, hey, let's do a beer set for a tenner, and then Ristle turns up and goes, I've done the beer set. I go, oh no, it's great, but I've sold it for a tenner. That's happened before, but if you're in the Kickstarter, then you do get it for that tenner, because that's what I've priced it at. And so yeah, that's always a little thing to keep your eye out for. They'll probably be generally right though. I've learned. So yes, any times you see the stuff being shared this week, just keep sharing about. I'll probably do more live videos as it's on to keep this hype going, hype train, because I am really hyped about it. It's the most exciting project for me that I've done so far, so that's going to be wicked. I'm just, yeah, my brain is just full of all the million things I've got to do. So I will, and with staring at Gregor and worrying about him, it's taken up quite a bit of my brain, because he is my son. But right, I might see you in Bugman's later if you're someone who goes Bugman's. I did a shout out for Bugman's coffee vouchers a while ago, and I got loads of them, and thank you so much. I'm like the annoying coffee voucher girl now. It's just like, hello, it's me. Here's my coffee vouchers again. So I shall be doing that later. So yes, I will hopefully have a lovely foods with John and his partner and chum, who are all wicked too, and then get off to the office and get your stuff shipped. And yes, I will do some more videos. And I still haven't filmed my Women of Britain video, so that'll be fun, and I'm sure that'll have some outtakes. Although I learned that they, because I was looking at like, yeah, they did have telly, not everyone had a telly and all that, but they did, so there might have been a broadcast. Yeah, they turned the TV off 2 days before the start of the war in case it was used as interception. I'm like, But I'm still going to do the video because I think it'd be cool and cheesy. But that's a whole other thing. So yes, overwhelmed Annie doing way too much whilst struggling with a lovely depressed brain. Yes, and sick pig. But I can do it because I'm awesome. Yes, and you have faith in me. So keep cheering on, sharing all the stuff, and I will see you later. Thank you. Goodbye.